Hello sir, my name is Nurmimi Sazrina binti Janis. I will present introduction part. Malaysia is parliamentary democracy that has adopted the constitutional monarchy system. A replacement for YDPA emerged as a response to criticism of Malayan Union founding, which was perceived as an attempt to dismantle the Malay ruler institution after denying the previous suggested title of Yang Dipertuan Besar. The Federation of Malaya was founded in 1948, and that year saw the establishment of the contemporary Malaysian monarchy. This brought together the previous trade settlement of Penang and Malacca, as well as nine Malay states. The first Yang Dipertuan Agong was supreme monarch, was chosen as a head of state upon independence by and for the Malayan people. Monarchy is not permitted to run for a position again until all previous state rulers have done so after serving as the Yang Dipertuan Agong. The Conference of Ruler chooses a new Yang Dipertuan Agong as if the previous term had ended in the case of vacancy in the position due to death, resignation, or deposition by majority vote of the ruler. Initially, age was deciding factor in the Yang Dipertuan Agong selection process. Tunku Abdurrahman Ibni Almarhum Tunku Muhammad of Negeri Sembilan was the first YDPA, while Sultan Abdullah Riayatuddin Al-Mustafa Bilal Shah Ibni Almarhum Sultan Haji Ahmad Shah Al-Mustafa in Billah of Pahang is the sixth YDPA until the present day.
So, firstly is the YDPA function, but in general terms, as we know, from the Article 181 of Federal Constitution guarantees the sovereignty and power of the King. His Majesty is empowered to preserve special position to the Bumiputra and Malay of the state of Sabah and Sarawak. Also safeguard the interests of the legitimate interests of the other. His Majesty also acts as the head of Islam for his own state like Malacca, Penang, Sabah Sarawak, and federal territories. So, our Yang Dipertuan Agong also become a symbol of sovereignty and unity, which can be seen that YDPA can rule the people in multiple races and different religion in our country without discrimination. The existence of monarch make our country receiving acknowledgement from other nation, which signifies that our nation is valued, acknowledged, and welcomed as equal partners by them. As we know, in our country, which is Malaysia, YDPA can appoint judges after being recommended by the Prime Minister in consultation with the Chief Justices of Malaya. The Prime Minister will confer with the Chief Justice before offering his advice on the nomination of judges other than the Chief Justice. His Majesty appoints the Chief Justice of Federal Court, two President of Court of Appeal, two Chief Judges of High Courts, and judges of the Federal Court, the Court of Appeal, and the High Court. If a person is a citizen and has served as an advocate in those courts for the 10 years before to being appointed, or if they are member of the judicial and legal services of the federation or a state, they are eligible to be appointed as judge of the superior court. In Malaysia, the Yang Dipertuan Agong can appoint first-class magistrate for the federal territory based on the chief judge's recommendation, while the state authority appoint first-class magistrate for each state per the chief justice recommendation. According to Subordinate Courts Act of 1948, Section 78. This is specified second-class magistrate may be appointed under Section 79 of the Subordinate Courts Act 1948. Under Act 92, any suitable individual may be appointed by the state authority to serve as a second-class magistrate for the state. The Yang Dipertuan Agong appoints second-class magistrate in the federal territory.
The power to pardon vested in the Yang Dipertuan Agong in Malaysia is a crucial constitutional that play a significant role in the nation's legal system. The YDPA, as the constitutional monarch, is granted this authority under the Article 42 of the Federal Constitution. So this power allowed the YDPA grant pardons in various circumstances, thereby serving as a mechanism to address issue of justice, compassion, and public interest. Next, YDPA power to pardon is to correct miscarriage of justice. In cases where an individual has been wrongfully convicted or subjected to an unjust sentence, the YDPA can intervene to rectify the situation. Third, the power to pardon serves as compassion tool for the YDPA consider cases where the individuals may have demonstrated remorse and rehabilitation. This aspect of the pardon power reflect a commitment to the principle of rehabilitation and the belief in the possibility of redemption. YDPA can contribute to reintegration of individual into society, promoting a sense of mercy and forgiveness. YDPA power to pardon extend to addressing the cases that involve the public interest. So in this situation, where a pardon is deemed to be in the best interest of the nation or its people, the YDPA can use this power to maintain social harmony or address pressing issue.
For the next functions of YDPA is to dismiss the parliament. According to the Article 42B and Article 55(2) of the Federal Constitution, one of the power of YDPA is the ability to suspend and dissolve the parliament. In 2022, there are recent dismissals of parliament which aim to prevent the conflict in the government administration. On that event, we can see the YDPA role in deciding in such critical matter. Not only that, but during the political transition, the YDPA act as the constitutional safeguard, ensuring the decision aligned with stability and national interest. In 2008, the ruling party at that time, which is Barisan Nasional, experienced a significant setback as it lost a two-thirds majority of the House Representatives. This has implications for the stability of the government and the ability to pass certain types of legislation that are required two-thirds of the majority. The Prime Minister at that time recognized the situation need a fresh mandate. The Prime Minister subsequently advised the YDPA to dissolve the parliament. The YDPA considered the advice given by the Prime Minister and agreed to the proposal, subsequently announced the dissolutions of the parliament. The purpose of dissolving the parliament is to pave the way for a new general election. By doing so, it will open a new opportunity to choose a new representative. This also allowing people to express their preference and contribute to the democratic process. To conclude, we can see that the YDPA has the power not only to suspend but also to dissolve the parliament in Malaysia. And also, the YDPA is not only merely a symbolic representative, but also a key to stabilize the political government in Malaysia.
Next, appointment Prime Minister, in which the king is mostly a ceremonial figurehead with certain discretionary power. There is a general election every 5 years. The Prime Minister is head of the majority ruling party in the parliament and was selected at the general election. The lower house of Malaysian parliament consists of 222 members of parliament who are chosen by the election commission from federal seat. Thus, in order to establish or to form a government, member of parliament must cast ballot. The election procedure, known as first past the post, allow the party with majority in House of Representatives to form a government if it's win 112 of the 222 seats in a lower house of parliament. The Prime Minister is responsible to carrying out state administration. Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim is a current Prime Minister in since 2022 following a special meeting with the Malay ruler at the Istana Negara yang Dipertuan Agong Sultan Abdullah Riayatuddin Al-Mustafa Billah Shah accepted the selection of Chairman of Pakatan Harapan after carefully considering the perspective of His Majesty the Malay King. It complies with Federal Constitution Article 4 kurungan 2A and Article 43 kurungan A regarding His Majesty Authority YDPA. The Prime Minister is chosen by the Yang Dipertuan Agong in order to facilitate a peaceful handover of power and establish of stable administration. The Prime Minister will also assist YDPA in the exercise of his function when Yang Dipertuan Agong is proposing additional cabinet nominees. The Prime Minister will give advice and assistance and the YDPA might designate member of the election committee and dissolve the cabinet.
The benefit function YDPA to the government and society. First, political impasse and government formation. YDPA is seen during times of political uncertainty where the formation of stable government become challenging. The Malaysia experienced situation in 2020 when the government faced a political impasse following the resignation of Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad. In this crisis, the YDPA played a role in appointing a new Prime Minister. The YDPA intervention was crucial in breaking the deadlock and ensuring the continuity of governance. This intervention by the YDPA not only resolve immediate the importance of monarch, but also ensuring the stability of the government. Next, solve and give benefits on state emergency and public health crisis. So the YDPA played a vital role was in addressing the COVID-19 pandemic. In January 2021, YDPA declared a state emergency. The YDPA declaration of a state of emergency facilitated in the implementation of stricter measures to curb the spread of the virus and also ensuring public safety and health.
To conclude, Yang Dipertuan Agong plays an important role in Malaysian constitution monarchy. Despite its symbolic representation, the YDPA functions like appointing the new judges, power to pardon, dismissing the parliament and appointing new prime minister, thus bears a great weight in the governments of Malaysia. Not only that, the YDPA function bears a great impact on the government and society as well. For example, during the political crisis in Malaysia, the YDPA stepped in and choose a new prime minister, ensuring the government stability by picking someone with majority support.